Welcome back, guys. I'm sorry I'm not going to be looking right inside the camera all the time because I got to keep my eyes on the road as well. But I would like to welcome you guys back to the channel. And today I want to give a little bit of more guidance slash insight about what kind of van people need to get. It's going to be more of a video for newbies or people looking to get into expediting, or people that are seriously, about to pull the trigger, that want to change their lifestyle and become expediters. This video is for you guys, so don't go anywhere. I welcome you to the channel. If you haven't subscribed yet and you like the content, or you guys want to follow on here and learn more things, there's about 160 videos or so already in here that you guys can watch and learn, and in each one of them you're going to learn something new. In each one of them there's some kind of a guidance, some kind of something. And you know what, I don't talk about things that I don't do myself, and I don't show, or I don't pretend or anything like that. So everything that we do, everything that I talk about, and all the things that I say, I recommend drivers buying, getting, and whatnot, it's all something I have already, or something that I have done and had in the previous vans, or something that our drivers are currently doing or having. So today I want to talk about what kind of van you guys need to get, because it's still some kind of debate going on around the internet. Everybody has a different perspective on what to get, what kind of vehicle you guys need, what's best. This is just my opinion, right? And this is my third van already. Within the 8 years that I've been doing expediting, it's the third van. I used to have another bigger truck that I drove, so not counting that, this is already a third van that I'm driving. And I've always only had a Sprinter. And Sprinter doesn't mean that it's a Sprinter category like a Nissan NV van. Those ones, we don't even work with those at all, so let's not even bring those up. Sprinter is also not a Ford Transit, even though we do work with them. And Sprinter is not a Ram ProMaster either, because they're not as long, they're not as tall. So if you guys want the longest van and the tallest van, to make sure that all your freight fits, to make sure that you and your belongings fit inside your van, you guys need to buy a extended 170 wheelbase Sprinter. It's either a Mercedes Sprinter or Freightliner Sprinter, but it needs to say Sprinter on it. Sprinters are always 99.9% diesel motors. What kind of motor to buy, with what kind of an engine, it's up to you guys. Right now, if I had the choice of buying a brand new one right now, and between a V6 and a 4-cylinder, I would go for the 2.1 4-cylinder, just because the fuel cost. Those, you get 27 to 30 miles per gallon. Yes, 27 to 30. On the V6, you're going to get 20, maybe a little more, depending on the area where you're cruising, depending on how much AC you're using, or if you're, using AC and stuff like that. So, number one, in my opinion, my recommendation is a Sprinter, because it's diesel, very economical, has a lot of power. Diesel motors are built to last. Transmissions in here are great. All around, it's the biggest van out there. It's the longest, the tallest. You sit up really tall inside of it, compared to a Ford Transit or the Ram ProMaster. In here, you sit up a lot taller. Like, I need to measure sometime and see. It's close to a foot taller than the other vans. So you sit up a lot more taller when you're doing a lot of driving. It's just like in a semi-truck. Why do you guys think that truck drivers can clear all those miles, can drive non-stop for, weeks and months at a time? Because they sit up so high that you don't get so tired from staring at the road when you're sitting up in your car. So there's a lot going into a Sprinter. I know they're expensive right now. I know I've heard a lot of things, that people are paying up to $80,000, so on and so forth. Hey, if it's your first van, don't buy a brand new one. Don't. Buy a used one. spend 30 to 40,000 on a used one, and they're out there. And don't, you know, just because they're not in your hometown or your home city doesn't mean that the whole state you live in doesn't have it, and it doesn't mean that, you know, other surrounding states don't have it. We've got drivers that fly all over the country to go pick up a van, so not a big deal if in case you guys don't find one locally there. You guys could always find one around the country. Second and third, I gave you guys the number 1, and then I'm going to give you a number 2 and 3, which are combined together. There's no better one, and there's no, you know, versus the Ford Transit or the Ram ProMaster. You know, there's no real, to my understanding, they're both the same. Maybe just because if you get the Transit is a little taller. They're usually 72 tall in the door if you get the high roof, so you get that height. Because the ProMasters, they're 70 tall. They do make the 72s, but those are a little hard to find. They also make them in the diesels, same with the Transit, but it's really, really, really hard to find them. Mercedes Sprinter is the only real one that comes in a diesel from the factory, and it's a great van to have just because, you know, my arm's getting tired from holding this. I would stop and I would do this video while I'm stopped, but I'm in a super hurry today to get to pick up, and I'm already kind of behind, so I try to make up some time. So guys, just because you're going to be sitting in this van, driving for a couple of weeks at a time, you need room for a sleeper. You do need room to put your belongings in there. You're going to need change of clothes. You're going to need shoes. You're going to need probably suitcases and bins for food, cooler, all kinds of things. Lawn chair, maybe an umbrella, maybe a paddleboard, you know, I don't know, scooter, a bicycle too to take with you. I mean, you're going to need room in the van, so do not buy a short van. We don't even work with short vans. You need to get the longest van so your freight fits, so your sleeper fits, and so that all your belongings fit. Because otherwise, you know, your belongings take half your van, and then what? You don't have any room for freight. The longest Sprinter can take 4 pallets. It's 192 inches long. There's no longer van than that. So I recommend Sprinter number 1, 100% all the way. I don't care what kind of problems it has. Any kind of van could have any kind of problem anytime, just because it's metal, and you can't compare, you know, van to van and whatnot, and repair costs and so on and so forth. Everything's expensive right now. Everything costs so much money. All the parts are hard to find. It's for every vehicle, so there's no such thing as, you know, Sprinter's bad and everything else is good, or nobody knows how to fix it. People know how to fix it. You can take it to Freightliner dealer and they'll work on your Sprinter as well. So it's not a big deal. Buy the longest, buy the tallest van out there. You know, don't hesitate. Don't even think about getting something else unless you guys are already having a ProMaster, or unless you already have a, you know, Ford Transit in hand. Then you guys could use that, make some money, I guess, and upgrade to the longest and the tallest Sprinter. Seriously, the V6 3.0 liter gets 20 to 22 miles per gallon. Does your, if you're already to drive one, does your ProMaster get that? Does your Ford Transit get that? Maybe if you got that EcoBoost 3.5, you might be okay, but it's hard to get that engine as well. So my recommendation, number 1, Sprinter all the way. And a 4-cylinder Sprinter, the 2.1, 27 to 30 miles per gallon. Can you believe it? Such a big van, 192 inches of cargo space inside, fits 4 pallets, is 16 feet long inside. Can you believe it? Some people's vans all together with the trunk and everything else, and, you know, and the extra carriage in the back is not that long. These vans are really long. And to get that kind of mileage per gallon, I mean, you can't go wrong. Plus all the space that you get in it. You're gonna need space. If you guys haven't, you know, figured out that you need space in a van, you'll only figure it out once you get something that's really short and you don't have room for anything. That's how you figure it out. Besides that, I can take 2 pallets and have my bed, my full bed, which is 75 inches long and it's 54 inches wide. Basically like a full-size mattress, a double, full-size / double mattress. I have that in here, and I could load 2 pallets in the back of it and not have to lift up the bed, not have to do anything. And I can also load long freight. It doesn't matter. It could be a 16-foot tube also underneath the bed. I made it really tall. So, I mean, there's a lot of things that are big pluses when you go with the big van. Don't hesitate. If you don't already have one in hand, you're looking to order one, or you're looking to purchase one, buy the biggest van. You will not regret it. Even if later on this is not for you, you change your mind, it doesn't matter what happens in life, you know, things happen where drivers, you know, don't drive anymore or retire or whatnot. It's not hard to sell the longest van. It really isn't, because everybody wants a long one, even if they're going to convert it into a camper van or RV or anything like that, or use it for construction. You got to get the long one. If you're not stuck and somebody didn't gift you a short van, then get the longest one. Longest one, once again, take your pen out. 170 wheelbase extended. There's a 170, which is 180 long inside, and then there's a 170 extended, which is 192 inches long inside. So get that extended one, 170 wheelbase extended, guys. Hey, thanks for watching. God bless. I hope this video helps you guys out. If you guys have any questions, please put it in the comments. If you guys want to come and join Eagle Express family as a driver, and you want to be an owner-operator, you have your own van, welcome aboard. I'll leave the email address in the description down below as well, so you guys can always email and we'll send you the application, get you guys started right away. Thanks for watching. God bless you guys and take care. Check out this beautiful weather and look at this beautiful country in Montana. Look at this. This is what your office desk could look like, / your office window. It always changes. Every few minutes, things change, weather changes, so on and so forth. The state you're in changes, you know, all the goodies. So, driving makes money. Even with the fuel prices these days, we're still making money. It doesn't matter. You know, nothing to complain about, really. Nothing. Before, we made less. Fuel prices were lower. We were driving for 85 cents a mile. Right now, we're at averaging about $1 a mile. Sometimes a little less if you get in an area where there's too much competition. But, you know, $1 a mile in a Sprinter that gets, you know, 20, and some of them get 30 miles per gallon. That's not bad at all. So God bless you guys again. Take care. We'll catch each other in the next one. Have a good day.